Hi, Jerry here with a supplemental video for this week. I had planned to do this during the discussion session on Wednesday, record it, and then post it for everyone who couldn't be there Wednesday. Unfortunately, only one person showed up for the discussion, so we ended up talking about some other stuff and then quit early, and I forgot to actually bring this up and discuss it. So this is your discussion assignment for the week. Find and browse at least the three PDF papers below. There's some citations. Then scan one and upload your notes here. After posting, wait a day to comment on two other people's posts. No more than 3 commenters per person's post. So that's one of the things you have to wait for people to post. So the last person will. Some people have to wait for the last person to post if we're going to get it all in there. One of the things that I forgot to talk about in last week's searching session is that very often when you're searching, you might be searching because you have a paper, someone's published paper, and they have citations in it. And so this exercise is related to that, because very often when people cite a paper in their paper, they're very worried about space. They have a space limit when they publish their paper. So you'll often find out that the citations in the back of a paper are not quite full citations. They might be a full citation like this one here is. This has got all 3 authors. It's got the full name of the journal volume number and issue number and pages. So this is a completely perfect reference. But Google Scholar doesn't actually index everything. We talked a little bit about that last time. There's a bunch of stuff Google Scholar does not include because it's just not high enough in importance. So that doesn't mean you can't find citations to it. So you'll have to be a little bit more creative in searching. Before we had things like Google Scholar and automated databases, you found things by looking them up based on finding the journal and then finding that volume and issue, which sort of tells you exactly which thing it's in, and then the page numbers. So with a bit of searching, maybe in Google, you'll find this journal, and then you can find this. Another way you can find things then and now is if you knew exactly who these authors were, you might be able to contact them and get the particular paper. I don't want you to go contacting them. But as we mentioned last time, Google Scholar has what are called Google Scholar pages for authors. So these authors, at least 2 of these authors, have Google Scholar pages. So you might find them through that. But I actually recommend you go through this one through the general normal process of try to find the journal and then trying to find that issue. And you'll be able to find that paper. A PDF for it does exist. And I'm going to update the journal, your personal journal for next week, so that you actually include the PDFs that you found, because I want to make sure people actually found all these, even though you only have to scan one. The second one here is another one that is relatively classic. It is pretty close, but very often when things get put in the end, they're not quite right. The proper way to cite volume and article is with parentheses, like here, but this has got the wrong thing. So if you actually try and use that as the exact reference, you'll get something wrong. When it's missing a bunch of authors, just et al. Means and others. And so, there originally was a much longer list of authors, so you have to make sure you find it. But this paper does exist. It actually, you can be found through Google Scholar with a little bit more creative searching rather than just the type it in and hope it all works. Although this one's much closer. You can find it with most of what's in there with a little bit of editing to make that work. And that actually is part of what I want you to do this assignment. So spend a little bit of time doing that just to show you that it can be found. And then the last one here, again, this is a paper where authors are cut off. Most of this one's actually the easiest of the 3 to find. I went from hard to easy. Maybe I should have gone the other way around, but this is part of what your learning experience will be. So please do try and find all 3 of these. Don't just give up. And hopefully that gives you a little bit of hints from the discussion point of view of what to do. Then go through, do the browse through them, and you'll see some other things you're going to do with them in your journal, but outside of the discussion elements. So, thank you. Quick video.